All right. So I guess now you understand what the plan was.
Absolutely. At Colts Law, we talk Indianapolis Colts football.
We're going to stick to what we know, fundamentals and technique, 1% better every day.
Yeah. Hey, this is my first Patreon live stream in a minute. It's Thursday. Doing a little early, a little before the Thursday night football game because I wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way. Not necessarily just get it out of the way, but I wanted to do it before the game started. And I got a pretty good idea that I'm not going to have a lot of Patreon guys in here because they're not used to me doing my Patreon live streams as of late. But I'm trying to get back into swing of things the way I used to have my channel. So we're here. All right. And yes, you see the title, and they're playing like they're still in OTAs and training camp, right? Where they don't look good. They're not playing as a team. It looks like they're working on their individual progressions and things of that nature, trying to better themselves, but not out there. They're not ready to scheme against other teams yet when they can't even play together properly. The defensive front seven can't, contain any runs. The offense looks absolutely god awful. There is no connection. The only connection in the passing game is between Anthony Richardson and Alec Pierce, right? Everyone else, it's either Pittman can't get open and Richardson is throwing into double or triple coverage to him. You got wide receivers dropping the ball left and right. Tight ends don't seem to be involved like they used to be with him. You got slips, you got falls. Not just that with the wide receiver, quarterback slipping and falling. You got fumbles left and right, right? Taylor's had, you had the handoff miss. You had a rush fumble by Taylor. I mean, this is not looking good. There's very few things you can look at this team and go, oh, this is looking pretty good. Is it all doom and gloom? No. I mean, there's a lot of things you can look at and go, okay, there's some positive signs here. The defense of the Indianapolis Colts in the second half of the game against Green Bay looked pretty good. They gave up very little yardage on the ground, like 1.3 yards a carry or something like that. Not a lot through the air. Granted, it was against Malik Willis, through the air, but, still. Jonathan Taylor looks good. Looks like he might be back in his 2022 form. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. You would think that with the way this offense has been playing like garbage, though, that he'd have more than 14 or 15 carries in a game when you're averaging over 5 yards a carry. But no, so, and the offensive line looks in pro form. Okay. The offensive line looks really, really good. Outside of that, you're just leaving there scratching your head going, what's going on with this team? What the hell? Right? But like I said, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, Richardson, still a very young quarterback. He's played a whole 6 games, finished now 3 whole games in the NFL. Okay, so he's basically a rookie, still learning the ins and outs of playing in the NFL, let alone playing football, period. And he's only had, 13 starts in college. So it's not with Richardson, it's going to take patience. You can't bench him. We've already discussed that already in our last episode of Believe in Colts. But right now, the Colts defense is in shambles, right? They are in absolute shambles when it comes to injuries. It's awful. Look. Our starters right now. We have Kwity Paye and Grover Stewart, but then the other half of the D-line is Taven Bryan and Tyquan Lewis because the other half is gone due to IR. Right? Secondary. You got Samuel Womack, a guy we picked up off the 53-man cuts from San Francisco is our starting outside corner, guys, because of Juju Brents. Now, is Julian Blackmon? Maybe. We got Nick Cross starting at safety, strong safety. Blackmon, free safety. He's finally practicing. That's at least a good sign, right? But come on. Man, we got to see something because the D has looked bad, and we've got injuries across the board that we're having to deal with. And they've got to step up. They got to start playing as a team. You're not going to beat anyone as a defense not trusting the guy next to you to do their job. And in order for you to trust them, you got to do your job. Okay? You can't point fingers. You got to know, hey, this gap, right, is mine. I have to fill it. And I got to trust the guy next to me is going to do the same. Because if we can't stop teams from running 6, 7, 8 yards of carry against us, then that's all they're going to do. Trust me, Caleb Williams for the Bears will have no problem just handing it off to DeAndre Swift if Swift is averaging 6 yards of carry. Okay? Because Swift is not an amazing running back in the NFL. But if he gets going early, the Bears are going to lean on him because Caleb hasn't looked good. He's still a rookie. I mean, Leatu Latu. Heck, he's hurt. Right? He's not over there on right defensive end. He's got a hip injury, not even practicing. Another injury we got issues with. And we're supposed to create pressure. We're supposed to get in there and do our job and stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback. Help this young, beat-up secondary do their job. How are we going to do that? We don't have a lot of superstars right now that aren't hurt on the defense. They're going to have to work as a team in order to accomplish stuff. And they're going to have to get their mindset of like, look, I can't do an arm tackle. I can't do a shoulder tackle. I got to get in there with their body. I got to take the blow. I got to use my arms to create space from the block so that I could get into the hole and make contact early and often. That's the defense. You have to have that mentality, that grit mentality on the front seven to stop the run. And I don't care how good quarterbacks are, how big the passing game is in today's NFL. If you can't stop the run, every team in the NFL is going to run it on you. You think Patrick Mahomes is going to be worried about throwing 300 yards and 5 touchdowns against you if their running back, right, is able to chip 6, 7, 8 yards of carry every time he touches the football? No, he's going to be like, let's walk it down the field, score a touchdown, eat the clock. You know, Patrick will have no qualms doing that. The only team I think that might have a qualm doing that is the Buffalo Bills because they don't understand the concept of running the football. But hell, Baltimore Ravens, Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, and that team, we had to play them. Lamar Jackson wouldn't even have a pass in a game. He wouldn't even make one pass attempt. It'd be 72 rushes against the Indianapolis Colts defense right now. And no pass attempts. Because everybody knows what the Colts right now are having problems against. Offensively, you got to score points, guys. You got to be able to get completions. You got to be able to walk the field. Look, having explosives is nice, but you can't rely on explosives to win you games. You got to be consistent, be able to move the ball, walk down the field. Running game looks great. Running game looks good. Utilize the running game, damn it. And then on top of that, why you take your best player on your offense, Jonathan Taylor, off the field the entire last quarter, and you're down only 3 points? I don't understand. Please help me explain. Please explain this to me. We're in striking distance of winning a game that we should not have been in striking distance of winning, and yet our best player is off the field. He had a couple drops. I get it. Not exactly the best, most well-placed balls, but he dropped them, But both of those, had he caught them, probably would have been catches for loss because he was behind the line of scrimmage and about to get lit up as the ball was arriving. Not good passes, not good decisions by Anthony Richardson. Hopefully, we get Josh Downs back from his ankle injury, that would be nice. Richardson likes Downs. Right now, he has his most faith is with Alec Pierce, and it should be because he's the only one catching footballs and getting separation and making plays on the ball. Richardson needs to run the ball more. I'm not necessarily, I get that he scrambles, but we need to see him run earlier in the game. I'm not saying he needs, you take away the threat of him running the football and he becomes half the quarterback that we anticipated when we drafted him. You at least have to have that threat. That's on the coaching. That's on play call, play design. But if the team could just learn to trust one another, look the football in, A.D. Mitchell, right? Look the football in before you take off with it. I know it was a shock that when you turn that hook and look back, the ball was right here, and you've not seen that from Anthony Richardson all season long. But when it does end up right here, you got to make that play. You got to catch the football. He did have one catch. Good for him. Got his first catch of the year. Should have had at least 2, though. The tight ends, I don't know what to say. It's tough to make plays when the balls are inaccurate. Same with the receivers and the running backs. They've been inaccurate from Anthony so far this year. I think it has more to do with him being comfortable. Maybe his release is a little off, right? The way he releases the football, maybe that's why he's a bit inaccurate, because he does tend to sail the ball a lot or throws it behind receivers, which is kind of odd. You see the ball all over the place. I still have faith that he can be a good quarterback in the NFL, and we just need to give him time to develop. But if we still see the same Anthony Richardson in, say, week 15 as we see week 2, and he's played the entire season and all the games of the entire season, and we haven't seen any improvement, and he's still playing like crap, you better bet I'll be on the dump him train and go find ourselves a new young quarterback. You got to see some kind of improvement. I'm not saying he's got to look like, freaking Josh Allen or anything, but some kind of improvement. Even Josh Allen, when he was drafted, he was bad. His stats were very similar to what Anthony Richardson is right now through his first 6 games. But he steadily got better over a 3-year progress. You actually watched it from one end of a season to another end of a season. And then the next season, beginning of the season towards the ends of the season, you've seen the progress slowly develop, right? We got to see that from Anthony Richardson. Because if we don't, You ain't winning games with the type of quarterbacking that we've seen the first 2 games of the year so far this year. It just is what it is. Not in this league. But those are my general thoughts. You got to start playing as a team. You got to start trusting one another. And you got to make things easier for the guy next to you by being able to do your own damn job so that they can trust you to do your own damn job. Hopefully that works out. Guys, I will be doing this every Thursday. Okay? Every Thursday, Patreon only. Sometime between 7:30, 8 o'clock. Between 7 and 8 o'clock, I'm going to go live. I'll make sure I get it out early so that you guys can see it. You'll get the notification a little earlier than what I got this time. This time it was only a half an hour early. I apologize for that. But that way you guys can get in here. We get some interaction. We can talk. We can discuss stuff. We can have an actual fun Patreon live stream like we have had in the past. I want to get back to that. I miss a lot of our conversations like that. But until next time, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. Make sure you tap the like and share this with, let other people know about Patreon and the stuff that I bring. I'm going to get some film out here pretty soon too. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.